Welcome to the Getting High with Grandma podcast. I am Scott, and with me, as always, is Grandma. Before we get into it, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you subscribe, any new videos we put out, they'll automatically go into your recommended feed.
That was very helpful use information. I was trying to explain to my elderly friends how they could
See all the new ones?
how they can see the new ones without searching. So that was good info. Subscribe
Yeah, subscribe, and make sure you like it. Because
if you like it.
I think we're doing pretty good figuring it out. I hope every episode's getting a little bit better. The last one we did, the tutorial, got a lot of feedback. Loved it. With pre-rolls now, nobody knows how to do it.
Yes, I like informational things. And so if anybody does have any comments or questions or anything like that, do comment and ask us questions. I'll gladly respond.
Yeah, before the last one, I think it was, we were talking about lids. If anybody knows why they call it a lid, if you could leave us an answer in the comments, that would be amazing. Yeah, and anytime we're not sure about something, feel free to let us know.
I don't know why they call them lids either.
I heard it
They
was a
were
cereal box.
No, it was 3-finger lids they used to call it. That was a whole ounce. A 3-finger lid.
Huh.
But
And
of course, we didn't weigh things.
triple beam scales, remember those?
I still have mine.
I know. When I built your shower, I saw it. I was like,
I've
wow.
hung on to that since the 70s, okay? I still have it, and it's more accurate than any digital scale.
I don't trust those things.
No, I keep it around for memories.
Yeah.
And we'll go into how we put that to use later. Today...
So how you doing today? You're not feeling good, are you?
No.
What do you got?
I know. It's this wet. I'm telling you, it's the weather. I always blame the weather, but let me tell you something. This cold, the other day I felt like I was in an ice block. I was bundled up, had the pellet stove going, and I felt like I was in an igloo. I don't like it. I don't like being sick. Weather has always kept me moving. In San Francisco, it was funny. One section of the city could be foggy. Another section of the city could be 70 degrees. And another part of the city could be raining. So it took me 32 years to
I thought
struggle.
Portland had bad weather.
No better than San Francisco. I think Portland and San Francisco are pretty much alike.
Yeah, drizzly, cold, and it's that damp.
Yeah, and that fog rolls in and that fog rolls out. We used to think it was funny. We'd walk down the street and hold our hand out in front of our face, and it was so foggy you couldn't even see your hand.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And another chief complaint about the cold. When we went to Catholic school, the boys got to wear nice, long, warm pants. And a
Plaid
sweater.
skirts.
And we had to wear these fucking skirts, man. It's cold out there, and girls get more
Yeah.
cold than guys. So what was with that, you know? No, but I struggled, and I left the city and went up to Santa Rosa and Healdsburg and Russian River, and I loved the area.
Have you ever heard of the Bohemian Grove? That's on the Russian River.
I have.
That's a big thing. That's where like all the super rich elite politics people go, like a bunch of guys, and they do this weird ritual type stuff like Nixon, and they still do it to this day.
Oh, I don't know anything about rich people. I've been around the poor all my life. But anyway, where'd I go?
You left
I
out
went
the Russian.
from Russian River to then I went to do my time. So I took a little vacation, and we'll get into that in another episode.
What do you mean by time? Just to touch base,
Time.
like
Did my time.
prison time.
Prison time.
And we will get into that later.
And
yeah.
we will get into that later. Yeah, then I went from Russian River, and I moved all over California. My dad used to tell me, you move so much, I have your address written in pencil so I could just erase it. He would say, don't you think it's easier just to clean house? Why do you gotta move? I like to move. I became a gypsy. Went into Sacramento. Oh, that was rough. Sacramento was rough. Then I ran away. Oh, no, before Sacramento.
Isn't that the capital?
Sacramento is the capital of California. I don't know why.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a weird, random place.
I say it. You ever hear the term long arm of the law? Well, Sacramento's dead in the middle of the state. So if you needed to reach these politicians, it's a long way from LA or San Francisco or any major city.
Yeah.
Right?
Where everybody is.
Yeah. Then I took off, and when I was in the Merchant Marines, it was falling apart. And we'll get into that later.
What was falling apart?
The Merchant Marine Union was falling apart. So I thought maybe I'd have better luck shipping off the East Coast. So I went back to New Orleans, and I didn't ship out from New Orleans. All they had were these river boats up and down the Mississippi, right? And no, I had grown accustomed to making a lot of side money shipping out, and we'll get into that later.
Being international, not local.
But, yeah, so I ended up staying for 2 years. Had a blast. New Orleans was a fun time.
What'd you do for work?
I didn't work. I had enough savings from my Merchant Marines. I didn't have to work, so partied down. It was a drinking city. And
do you want to talk about your time as a Merchant Marine? Not that one part, but I'm curious. How long were you a Merchant Marine?
I was in the Merchant Marines almost 12 years.
Now, where all in the world did you go?
I went to Subic Bay.
Where's that?
It's out near the Philippines.
Really?
Terrible. Oh, no. I made one trip to the Orient, and I said never again, because reason being was I was the only female on ship, okay? These people did not understand what this woman was doing on ships that they were accustomed to seeing only men on.
And what decade was this?
This was in the middle 70s, early 70s. And the problem was, and say, as much as I say I have an international look, not Oriental, okay? And so they were very...
They still kind of look down on females, I think.
Well, they were very skeptical about what I was and what I was all about, until I went into this one bar, okay, and I just needed a drink. I needed something. I wanted to get loaded is what I wanted. And I seen these guys going into the back room of this bar, and they were coming out high, okay, and I could tell, because I had been a heroin user, I can tell that they were high on heroin.
Opium den?
Oh, I guess they were opium dens. And this bartender kept saying to me, work here. Work here. And I didn't know what he was talking about. And he's going, no, work here. You go. And I told him, no. I realized he thought I was a prostitute.
Yeah, it just occurred to me.
And so he didn't want me there. And so I flashed my money, and I'm telling him I'm an American. Well, he didn't believe me. And I showed him my passport. I showed him my Merchant Marine card. I'm fanning out my money for him. Right?
He still wouldn't?
And he was just really apprehensive. And so he kept saying, no, American. And I'm getting frustrated, and I'm going, why won't you believe me? Right? Of course, we're dealing with broken languages too, right?
And you're in another country.
Well, then some military men come in, okay? And they were drunken fools and out of line. Okay, and the bartender says to me, he taps me on the shoulder, and he says, "There's Americans. You know American." So I think what it was that my relaxed state, they're used to seeing rude, loud Americans. Okay,
Think they run shit.
Anyway, I finally got him to believe I was American, or maybe he just didn't care after that point. And I kept telling him, I want to go back there.
I want to get loaded.
And he's going, no. I said, yeah, and I gave him a bunch of money. And he ended up escorting me into the back room. And yeah, they were smoking heroin. They call it chasing the dragon, but... what else happened in the Orient? I'll tell you. I was bored sick because in the Orient, I didn't feel comfortable with getting off the ship because I was treated so badly. Okay? So I thought, well, I'll go get something to occupy my time, and we're not going to be there but a few days or whatever. So I went and bought this kite, and I put this kite together, and when we left port, I went to the aft deck of the ship, and I was flying this kite, and I thought it was kind of cool because I didn't have to run or nothing, right? So I'm sitting there smoking a joint, flying this kite, minding my own business, All of a sudden, I hear the captain and the radio officer coming up the stairs. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going, oh, fuck, flip my joint off deck, right? And the captain came up, and he cut my kite string, and he went, "What in God's name are you doing?" I said,
flying a kite.
just flying. He goes, "Are you always in the habit of flying kites off the back of ships?" And I said, "No, but I thought it was a pretty good idea." And he goes, "Let me tell you what you were doing. First of all, the kite had metal clips to fasten the kite, right?
To the frame.
To the frame. Well, we leave port, and the radio officer's picking up something on his radar. And they kept maneuvering. What the hell is that? They kept maneuvering the ship around to see what was it. And this metal object kept following the ship. And so they decided to take a look out back and see what the hell was going on. And I was horse laughed by the guys for days, so.
Did you get picked on because you were the only female? At first, I would imagine, and then once you proved yourself, they probably respected the hell out of you. That's what I would think.
Really, to be honest, I'm going to say most of the merchant marines just stayed the hell out of each other's way. That's all you could do, Try and avoid each other as much as you possibly can.
Because you're trapped on a ship.
Well, yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
What was your living quarters like?
Living quarters weren't bad. It was a small room with 2 bunk beds.
Did you have a roommate?
Yeah, and couple of trips, I got a room by myself because they didn't know how to deal with it. But then when I started making trips after the Orient, I said, that's it. I stuck with Prudential Grace Lines and the Monterey and the Mariposa. We went to Australia on the Monterey.
Really?
Never did get to see Europe. But then I got wrapped into South America.
Yeah.
And that became a very comfortable situation because I blended with the people.
They were nicer.
They were nicer to me because they thought I was one of them. So, yeah. So then I made, a couple trips to Hawaii and Alaska. But mainly I got hooked on the gravy train from South America. And I stuck with it because I knew they were going to end soon.
Yeah. You were probably one of the first woman merchant marines, probably, if they didn't know how to deal with it.
There were a couple women that were officers who had gone to Piney Point University somewhere back east, and they were officers, radio officers or ship's captains or something. There were a few women in those categories, but there were no other women who were just what they called ordinary seamen. deckhand wiper.
Yeah.
That's what I was, and there was none.
What did you do most of the time when you were on board? When you were,
Worked.
But what kind? Like painting, right?
I painted decks. One trip they made me waitress. That was a joke, okay? The waiter got sick and he flew home sick, and they're telling me that because I'm the only girl there, I need to replace him as captain's table waitress. I said, no. I'm telling you, my attitude back then was really bad. I was angry from the streets, the chaos that I had to raise myself in, the stressful situations of that job.
You weren't willing to bow down to anyone.
Yeah, I'm not waitress material, okay? So I get at this, they're telling me, well, if you don't take it, you're going to have to fly home too. And I went, okay, well, I get up at this captain's table, and we got these people that are making airs. You know, they're acting like well-to-do, ritzy, and waitress, the lady at the table says to me, waitress, she says, can you recommend something on the menu tonight? I said, what, you can't read? Okay.
Really?
And all the other waiters are telling me, you need to be nice because you don't get any tips until the end of the cruise. Well, I'm smuggling cocaine, okay? I don't care about their goddamn tip. I had things to do and places to go. So you're expected as a waiter to feed all your passengers before you're allowed to get off ship and do anything of your own. Well, like I said, I told these people, come on, eat it and beat it. I have places to go. I had this one little old lady. I feel bad. I still feel bad, kind of, sort of, but, you know.
Little old lady. Oh, because your ship sometimes would carry passengers.
They were half passenger, half freight. The Prudential Grace Lines was.
Oh.
And so these people paid big bucks for these cruises, and they act like it. So I had this little old lady. She was a little old skinny, and she's telling me she was a school teacher, and she figured out it was cheaper for her to sit on these ships because they have doctors and waiters to wait on you, and rather than go to a care home. So,
oh wow,
I'm taking her order, and she wants some soup. Well, I bring her out a cup of soup, and she's looking, I could tell she's doing it on purpose because she's looking around to make sure the other passengers heard her. She's going, dearie, I do not consider this soup hot. I would like my soup hot. I said, I'm sorry, I'll be right back. And I took the soup back to the kitchen, and I ran boiling water in the cup and put the soup in and covered it with the saucer and took it out to her and took the saucer off, and it's steaming. And she goes, that's not hot.
Wow.
I went, you son of a bitch. I took that soup, I went back in the kitchen, boiled the soup, put a couple of squishes of liquid soap in it, and took it out to her. I didn't have to serve her for 2 days, okay? Don't give me no shit, okay? No.
Man.
No.
I could picture you as a waitress in like a 24-hour diner in the middle of the night, you know, where you go get a cup of coffee after the bar or something. And
I don't think so. I don't like waiting on people. Now, bartending was another story.
that was fun.
And I didn't know why. It took me a long time to understand why I will not be a waitress, but I was a fabulous bartender. And I was quick, and I ran, and I had good shifts. And I was the only female bartender on Mission Street, too. You know, and started at 17. You want to hear from 17.
Was the drinking age 21?
Drinking age was 21. But I was hired at the Rink-a-Tink bar. And the owner of the bar is telling me, you know, now the beat cop comes in every now and then. He says, when he comes in, you make him a screwdriver in a coffee cup and do not charge them. Okay? And I went, okay, probably, not a problem. So these cops come in, and I did what I was told to do, and this cop looks at me and he goes, "Are you 21? I looked at him, I said, "Would I be behind the bar if I wasn't?" He goes, "Well, what if I asked you for an ID?" I said, "I'd ask you how come you're drinking on duty." Okay, that was the end of anybody's question about why I was bartending so young on Mission Street.
Yeah.
And
When was the last time you went back to Frisco?
I took Dave down there probably.
Oh, and I forgot I'm not supposed to say Frisco.
Yeah.
San Francisco. The Bay.
We used to say the city. I don't care if you were clear on the East Coast. If you said the city, people knew you were talking about San Francisco. And that's amazing to me because LA's a bigger city than...
San Francisco's iconic, though.
Yeah, it is.
The Golden Gate Bridge.
It was quite an experience. I don't think I'd trade it for the world.
Do you know if that bar is still there?
Oh, yeah. They're still there, but of course the owners that I worked for are gone. They're long gone. And that's another thing. See, after all my moving around, after New Orleans and stuff, I went down to Arizona. Again, seeking the sun. Okay? I hate the goddamn cold. Can't take it. It hurts me. So I went down to Arizona, and I knew it got hot down there. And I told myself, don't be silly. I says, it gets hot down here. Don't be cheap. Random place with the pool.
Oh, yeah, you said that. Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah, you mentioned that in Arizona.
Yeah, it was so hot that pool was no enjoyment whatsoever. So then I ended up here in Bend, Oregon. I don't know how I ended up here. So along with your donations and sponsorship, get me to Mexico. And, where were we? Grandma's high.
And you're not feeling well.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you even wanted to do this today. Because the last time I saw you, you were pretty bad.
Yeah, well, we're already here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
And we got to keep making content.
I'm having fun at this still, y'all. And we might get a little crazy and sidetracked and go loopy-loo in circles, but eventually it's all going to make sense.
It will.
Or it'll all make nonsense. That's the real key.
Yeah. And I'm thinking the next episode, you guys will really want to tune in. It's going to get interesting, I think.
Oh.
Don't you? This is a big reason why I wanted to do this.
I think I might have figured out how to do YouTube on my TV. I
forgot the thing.
No, I don't think we need a thing. I have on the back of that TV, it reminded me, it's a Chromecast Fire Stick, whatever. Okay, and that gave me the ability to have Netflix, Hulu.
Then yeah, you should be able to.
I know, but every time I ask you for help, we get sidetracked and I don't never get nothing solved.
I didn't know you had the thing.
And then I'm exaggerating.
The Chromecast thing.
And
I
I'm
didn't know you had
mad. I want my gutters fixed too.
Man, how's the shower?
Grandma's being a bitch today. Oh, sorry. Piachi. Piachi.
How's the shower? Is it the grout holding up still or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't seem too happy.
I'll show you what makes me unhappy, but I don't think there's a damn thing you can do about it.
Oh, really? Is it design problem?
I don't know.
Last Christmas, I built her a walk-in subway tile shower.
It's a beautiful walk-in shower because I couldn't get my old hip in and out of that damn tub to take a shower. So he built with beautiful. We'll have to show you a picture, huh? Anyway, it's a beautiful glass enclosed walk-in shower.
The doors are fantastic.
I do too. I love the fact that you don't have to squeegee them or nothing.
That's crazy, that technology. I remember when I was installing them, they had the sticker because you have to have a certain side facing in because they put some stuff on it to make it so you don't get water spots.
I kept thinking, I know me. I'm not a big detail person. I know that about myself. Okay, so I kept thinking about this squeegee hanging in the shower that I would have to squeegee.
Yeah, every time.
It's just so nice not to have to do that. I don't have to do it at all, ever.
Does the bench work out good?
Well,
Too high?
I don't know. The bench is hard, but I'm having a hard time. Right now, I'm having a hard time. I could use it to. We're getting personal here. I can use it to shave my legs and prop my legs up, but I can't sit on it and have the shower.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't adjust?
Not that far.
Oh.
That's okay. I don't want to sit down anyway. I'm moving around in the shower because I'm working out all the aches and pains, and so sitting on a seat in the shower would do me no more good than sitting on a seat out here.
And when you had a bathtub, you never took baths, did you?
Every now and then, because it would be too cold for me to get in that spa. So every now and then I would feel that hot. Because again, the cold just makes every bone in my body ache. And I should have known that, That's why I've always sought the sun. That's why I always moved around seeking the sun. So what in God's name made me think that I can move up to Oregon?
Oh, it just snows a little. It's been so cold the last few days. Today's actually warm.
Yeah, it's not bad today.
34, 35?
It's not bad today.
It was down in the 20s yesterday.
We've had some years, and it's still, sometimes when it snows, it's warmer when it snows, okay? It's just that when you get that gray condensed, and it's just, I think it forms a pressure. And every bone in my body aches, and I'm going, fuck. I can, I don't know how much more of that I can take. I've been up here 14 years now, and
I'm going on 9. I remember, because here, we've got snow. If it was like this in Portland, all the schools would be closed.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I remember 2nd grade, never had a snow day. Xavier never had a snow day. We go to the bus stop, and I'm waiting. No bus. I'm like, wow. So I call the hotline, because there's a snow hotline. No school today. It didn't snow anymore overnight. It was like 10 degrees below zero, and I think it was just too cold for them to...
Well, it's too cold to start the buses up and shit.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to burn a lot of diesel trying to warm those buses up.
I thought that shit only happened in Alaska.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking when I moved up here. I really don't.
Yeah.
The realtor told me snows a little, melts a little. This is not bad what we have, because I don't have to snow blow or anything else. But I know we've had years, seems like last year, when the streets are all iced.
Well, yeah, it starts melting in the day, and then at night it freezes, and it creates that... A few years back at my old house, there was probably this much ice, and then snow. That much more snow on top.
Well, that's what it's going to... And if we get more snow later, that's what's going to happen here, because it's already melted and frozen.
It's all slush
I
right now.
have to wear these cleats on my shoes just so I don't fucking slip on the ice. So that makes it very painful for me to try and walk.
Those would work for golfing, too. You could throw them over your tennis shoes and golf with them.
Fucking golf. Stupid. Trying to hit this stupid little ball into some stupid little hole you can't even see. Come on, give me a break.
Did you ever play sports?
I got offered a partial scholarship at San Francisco City College to play soccer.
Really?
Yeah. But I was a very poor sportsmanship. I don't know where this coach was a friend of somebody in the bar, is what it was. And so he said I could get you this free, partial scholarship if you play soccer. Right? I'm a poor sportsmanship, and especially when I was young, because I was full of anger, I was full of a lot of drive, and I didn't have time for nonsense. And so this girl was dancing around me with the ball, and she was just frustrating the shit out of me, and I intentionally
Body checked her.
I kicked her dead in the ankle so she wouldn't get up, okay? And that was bad sportsmanship, so much for that.
I could see you not being a team player. You would excel in an individual sport, I think, because of your drive and your competitive nature.
Not with sports. I'm not First of all, I'm not competitive.
Really?
No, I don't give a damn about... See, that's the quirk in my personality.
You seem like you would be.
I don't give a damn about other people. So why would I be in competition with them? I don't care.
See, I used to be.
All I care about... Now, maybe... Do they call this a psychopath? Or... all I care about is getting myself through life as comfortable as I possibly can.
Right.
That's my only concern. So... compete with other people? No, because I don't care.
But when you saying that though, that doesn't mean you like step on people to. I don't see that's not you.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't go out of my way to hurt people, and I don't hurt people. But again, I am focused on me, taking care of me, having a comfortable life. That's my main focus in this world. That's all I can do.
Yeah.
And I think I've done a pretty good job of it, since considering I was 15 and on my own. I look at these kids today.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine one of them being on the streets at 15. They have no good sense, okay?
Because they're coddled.
Well,
And everybody does everything for them.
I think I got very lucky. I ran into a lot of potluck situations. My nerve,
Yeah.
my nerve in life,
And you're no fear.
yeah, and it entertains people, and opportunities arose for me just because
Yeah.
of that.
So what do you think, Grandma? Should we wrap it up?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Hey, thanks for tuning in again. You want to tune in to the next one. I'm telling you, it's going to be really
He
interesting.
needs to fix my TV too before he goes. So
Because she hates watching the videos on her little phone.
yeah, I can't watch on the phone, and I want to see it.
Yeah. Well, after this, I'll get you hooked up, Grandma.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
then for all the elderly out there, I know we all struggle with these things. So Scott's gonna. That's our next thing. Scott needs to give us a tutorial on how to put this podcast on your TV.
There's lots of ways.
Well, I know, but us old people don't know them.
I remember I was the one in my family who knew how to program the VCR. Remember VCRs?
Oh, I used to go across the street and get my 5-6-year-old nephew to come over and hook up my VCRs because I couldn't do it, and he'd go. Psh, 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 psh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay, have a wonderful day, y'all.
like I said in the beginning, please subscribe if you like our content. That way you'll know automatically whenever we make a new video. Make sure to like it and share it with anybody you like, who you think it would be interested in it. So yeah, until next time, we'll see you later.